Hello and welcome. We'll start by finding a comfortable seat. Make sure you have 2 blocks nearby. And just let yourself settle into a seated position. Letting the eyes close. Take some full breaths in and out of the nose. And start by giving yourself permission to take this hour to do some self-care, to nourish your body, your mind, without feeling guilty. This is your hour. You're intentionally taking care of yourself so that you can show up for yourself and others better. So just letting your mind and your body start to settle in to this space for the next hour. Breathing in through the nose. Feel the pause right before you breathe out the nose. Feel the pause right before you breathe in again. Pausing, breathing out, pausing. And sinking into your body, into this present moment. Approaching yourself with compassion. So starting with self-talk. Just start to notice if you're saying anything to yourself mentally. Any chatter or dialogue that's running through your head. First of all, just notice the tone of how you talk to yourself. And so as you start to settle into a seat, what do you notice the quality of your self-talk? And just noticing, is it a little harsh? Is it patient? And for this hour, just see if you can commit to treating yourself like you would treat a really good friend or someone you really love through that self-talk, through the attitude you carry through each pose. Approaching with compassion, self-love, like you're talking to a really good friend. So as you check in with yourself now, with the physical body, send every part of your body some love and attention. If you notice some tension in the shoulders, send some love and care there. You can acknowledge them with some internal self-talk. You can thank them and allow them to relax. And checking in with the chest space. Letting it relax. And checking in with the belly. Thanking it. Letting it know you see it, you acknowledge it. And let it release. So as we address shame, shame usually comes from a fear of rejection, a fear of disconnection We're trying to connect with someone and something happened that we interpreted as our fault or was projected onto us as being our fault. And that shame we carry in the physical body in like a slouching or a curving forward sort of posture. So just think about where do you carry shame? Is it in the shoulders? Do they roll forward? Does the chest come forward and down? Does the chin come down? The head go down? Do you look down? Or does it feel like a clenching in the belly? Or a tightness in the chest? Scrunching of the shoulders or of the face? Where do you carry shame? When we feel shame, we tend to withdraw. Because we feel we need to be punished for something. But if we can explore the shame, give it a voice, give it a name, it will not have power anymore. So as we explore shame, where do you carry shame? And also ask yourself, how does it feel in my body? Where is it and how does it feel? Just try to describe with as much compassion and self-love as possible where in the body you feel it and how it feels. And we take this time to move towards that resistance where we want to run away from, but if we can really address it, breathe with it, it'll lose its power. So if you can identify those spots and how it feels, and then maybe start to think of the last time you felt shame. And if it's possible, try to remember how your posture changed. So maybe you were sitting relatively straight, and then maybe something happened. And what did your body do? Like, how did it curl? Did you curl into yourself? Just notice without judging. So shame coming from a fear of rejection or a fear of disconnection. Labeling where we feel it, how we feel, and how our posture changes when shame comes into the body. Also being aware of how you're talking to yourself, that self-talk. Are you admonishing yourself or are you cheering yourself on? And if you ever catch yourself making statements like, I am not good enough, or I am embarrassing, or I am whatever, we can work to try to reframe that also and say, I'm not embarrassing, I did an embarrassing thing. So that we don't identify with our actions, we can see them with perspective. So take just a couple more full breaths. And through this practice, there will be some moments when we're oscillating between a closed pose and an open pose. So really try to bring your awareness into the body and feel very little subtle changes in those postures. As every posture we take on has its own energy and makes us feel a certain way. If you've heard of power poses, those are also a good thing to practice. But we'll start now by setting an intention. Any intention. I might suggest self-compassion or self-love or something of that nature. And then we will start in a seated position. We'll start to open up the eyes. So feel your head on top of the torso. Feel the shoulders roll back and down. And start to bring the chin down to the chest, keeping the spine lengthened. Lean the shoulders just a little forward. Keep dropping the head down. Maybe walk the hands forward. Curling into yourself. We're not just doing a pose, we're also noticing the emotional quality that it elicits. So as you're rounding forward, curling up into yourself, withdrawing, how do you feel? Then we'll slowly start to walk the hands back, roll the head back up, and then we'll bring the hands behind. Push into the fingertips to open the chest, maybe look up and backwards. How does this make you feel? Open. With the head up, the heart exposed. How is that different? And we'll walk the hands back forward, hands to the knees. As we inhale, we'll bring the shoulders forward, the chin down, and the belly in. As we exhale, we'll bring the shoulders back, heart forward, we'll look up and send the belly forward. Like cat-cows, but in a sitting position. Inhaling, rounding, looking down. Exhale, arching, looking up. Inhale, round everything, bring the belly in, shoulders forward. Exhale, send the heart forward, shoulders back, belly forward, looking up. And so we're noticing these different qualities. The curling in and the opening. What are subtle changes in your emotional quality that changes from this pose open to closed? Exhale as you close. Inhale as you open. And we'll find our way back to center, straightening the spine. Notice that neutral quality. Now we're going to start to slowly shift the weight back and then shift it forward. You can let the eyes close. We're just really moving the upper torso. Noticing how it feels to bring the shoulders a little back and then a little forward. Really listening in, acknowledging and pointing out little subtle changes in energy, little shifts in emotions as they're tied to these physical positions. And then let's come back to center. Notice how you feel in the center. And then we'll start to do some hip circles. So keeping the hands on the knees. We'll inhale as we bring the belly in, shoulders forward. Exhale, send the shoulders forward. Keep going in those circles. Moving with the hips, but also feel the shoulders come forward when you lean back and back as you lean forward. Always exhale as you close the body. Exhale as you open. And we'll start to reverse direction. Feel the belly come in as you lean back and it come forward as you lean forward. And now we're introducing a little more lateral or side-to-side movement. And how does that feel? In addition to the opening and closing, you notice any other qualities that appear in the internal landscape of your mind. Let's come back to center. Close the eyes. Notice what you feel. Now, inhale the arms up to cactus. Look up a little. We're going to exhale, round forward. Bring the elbows and the hands together. Maybe lean forward a little bit. Inhaling to open the chest. Reach the elbows back. Opening. Exhale, close it. Bring the hands, the elbows together. Look down. Bring the belly in. Inhale, open. Feel that expansion. Enjoy the openness of the heart, the vulnerability. Exhale, close it in and enjoy this, going into yourself. Inhale, opening. Maybe extend the arms out a little more. Exhale, close. Inhale, feel the shift as you open the heart. Exhale, feel it as you close it into yourself. Inhale, opening the arms out to the side, looking up. Enjoy the expansion as you start to bring the arms up. And exhale, close it back in. Enjoy the safety of your being. Inhale, open. Arms are open out to the side. This is an example of a power pose. The arms up and out. Exhale and back in. We'll bring the hands back to the knees, coming back to center. So evaluate how you felt with those oscillating movements, opening and closing. Did you notice an emotional shift? Maybe a little feeling of vulnerability as you opened? Did you feel some hints of shame as you closed? No right answers, we're just gaining awareness here. We'll make our way to an all fours position. And come to a child's pose. So feel free to pad under the knees or put a blanket between the heels and the glutes. Let the forehead rest down. Let the arms stay up overhead. And we'll stay here for a couple minutes as we follow the breath. Feeling the belly expand against the legs. We can even feel those little oscillations of opening and closing with the breath here. Technically, this is a closed pose. We can still feel that sense of expansion with the breath. So just take some time to listen deeply. Feel what you feel with your body in this closed pose. Let your body relax. And now maybe start to look forward towards the hands. Notice any differences. Just changing where the eyes look. Feeling down your back, down the chin, the chest, and the shoulders. And we'll start to walk the hands over to the right side. Relax down. Let the forehead drop back down. Come back to the rhythm of your breath. How can you honor your intention right here, right now? How can you allow yourself to be fully present in this pose with this breath? Feel one more full breath. In and out. And even as you walk the hands back to center, how can you do it with more self-love? Looking forward towards the hands, how can you soften yourself with some compassion? We'll walk the hands to the left with love, folding forward, feeling the breath. Feel the energy of your intention. Allow yourself time to take full breaths in and full breaths out. Last breath. Then we'll walk the hands back to center with love and compassion. And come up onto the knees, so we'll find a puppy. Hips are lifted, arms straight out in front. Bring the belly in a little. Notice any subtle shifts as we start to open the chest and the shoulders now. Stay with the breath. Notice any self-talk. Noticing the quality of the voice, the tone of the voice. And we'll start to walk the hands back under the shoulders to all fours. We'll do some cat-cow, so we'll inhale as we arch, lowering the belly, looking up. Sink into the back, and we'll exhale, bring the belly into the spine. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, we'll arch again. Belly down, looking up. Exhale, start to round it. Tailbone starting the motion. Belly going into spine, looking down. And come back to the emotional quality of each of these. As you arch and the belly comes down, the chin up. How does that expansion feel? And as you round the tailbone, bring the belly back into the spine. How does that feel? To be curving into yourself. And we'll come back to neutral. Start to lower down onto the belly and bring the arms straight out in front. Let the elbows be a little forward than your shoulders in a baby sphinx, looking straight in front. Elbows in the line of the shoulder so they're not out. They're right underneath. We're starting to open the chest in this pose. You can slowly start to walk the elbows back as much as to under the shoulders. Maybe bring a blanket under the elbows. Staying here, feeling the breath in the belly, push against the floor. Let the eyes focus on a single spot, or let them close. You feel how that arching of the upper back and the mid back changes the emotional landscape. How can you be a little more loving to yourself here? So how can you relax? How can you soften? How can you bring some more loving tone into your self-talk? How can you cheer yourself on lovingly? Keep feeling those belly breaths push against the floor. You're welcome to bend the knees if you want a little more sensation. As we continue to open the body up a little more, open the heart a little more. Keep acknowledging any differences in your emotions, feelings, maybe some triggers that have come up. Be sure to acknowledge that you felt them, that they're present. Give them a voice, give them a name. Everything is there for a reason. If we can acknowledge, and it already gives it less power over us. Give yourself time. If your knees are bent, you can start to straighten them. Start to walk the elbows a little forward. And keep scooching the elbows a little more forward. Keep the focus inwards. Slowly start to lower the head down. Let the arms stay up overhead. Just feel what you feel here. Laying on the belly, arms up overhead, head down on the mat. Give yourself time to feel and acknowledge. Not changing, we're just feeling and acknowledging. And we'll start to open the right hand, the arm to the side. You can make it a cactus, you can bring it to a diagonal. Left hand will come over under the shoulder so you can push into it and open up as you roll onto the right side. Feel free to change the position of that right arm. Anywhere you'd like, you can bend that left leg, bend both knees. We're just opening that right shoulder, relaxing the head down. You can also bring the left hand behind the back. Let that right shoulder fully relax. We're giving it the space to release and open. Talked a little bit about how posture changes when shame comes into the body, how the shoulders roll forward and down. Tend to want to withdraw inwards. So here, feeling the opposite effect, opening with all the love and compassion for ourselves and our body. Let it feel openness, expansiveness, in a space of no judgment, no comparisons. Whatever is, and it's beautiful how it is. Last breath. And slowly start to come back to the belly. Bring both hands down by the side, maybe a cheek on the mat. Just relax down. Feel what you feel and acknowledge. One more full breath. And we'll let the left arm extend out in a diagonal or cactus. Right hand under shoulder to roll onto the left side. Open that left shoulder however it feels good. Honor your limitation. Honor your boundaries. Opening up the shoulder from a place of love and compassion. Accept any tightness. And just breathe into it. It's there for a reason. There's nothing wrong with it. You are perfect just the way you are. You just need to be aware. Slowly releasing that left shoulder. Come back to the energy of your intention. What little shifts can you do? Can you make to be more compassionate and loving to yourself, your mind, your body? One more full breath. And we'll slowly start to roll back to the belly. Take all the time you need. Hands down by the side again. Other cheek to the mat. Feeling and acknowledging. No judgments. No comparisons. Just awareness. Give yourself one more full breath. And we'll bring the hands underneath, push into them, come back to all fours. We'll do a couple more cat-cows. Inhale to arch, belly down, look up. Exhale, round the tailbone, belly in, look down. Inhale, arch, looking up. Tailbone up. Exhale, round it under, bring the belly into the spine. And we'll sit back into a child's pose again. And we'll walk the hands back in. Come up to the knees. Let the arms come out to the side as you just gently lean back. Exhale as you bring your hands in and lean forward. You don't have to do this full range of motion, just opening the chest as you inhale. Maybe looking up a little bit, receiving in that open mode. Exhale, closing, bring it into yourself. Bring the hands in, the chin down. Maybe the head all the way to the ground. Inhale, open it up, open the heart, expand. Let it all in. Surrender yourself. Exhale, close it into yourself. Feel what you feel. Let the energy reclaim all the energy back into yourself. And coming back to the knees, we'll do that shifting forward and backward again, just like when we were sitting. Shoulders come back as you inhale, forward as you exhale. Notice those little shifts when the shoulders come forward and the shoulders go back. How does it make you feel? And where do you feel it? Opening. Maybe interlace the hands behind the back even. Let the shoulders open a little more. Bring it back to center. Try to find that straight line. And now we'll set up our next pose, which will need 2 blocks. One block at its top setting, one block at its medium setting, about a hand width in between each two. And set your back to it, not too close. That first block will go under the heart. Lean it back, place that middle block underneath the heart. Reach above the head to bring the other one under the head so the chin is down slightly. Arms will go out to the side. Knees can stay bent or they can go straight. So here we're fully releasing, surrendering to gravity, surrendering the shoulders down, the legs, the belly, the chest, the head. Feeling that gentle pressure under the head and behind the heart, where you're sitting, where the legs and feet are. Then bring the awareness to the heart center. As you breathe, feel the heart open and expand. As you breathe out, feel it relax and contract in. Inhaling, expanding the heart. Exhale, relaxing it. Opening, closing. Staying focused on the heart center and how it feels in this pose. Giving it a chance to open, expand. In a place of ownership. Your body is perfect just how it is. Your mind is perfect just how it is. Every part of you is exactly how it needs to be, to balance. Even parts we think are negative are just opposite expressions of something we call positive. We need both. If we can own those parts that we perceive as darker or negative, then we can also own those parts we perceive as light or positive. Stop seeing them in that nature, in that duality of good or bad. They just are there. Every part of us is just there. Because it needs to be there. Because it has a reason to be there. So just let it be there. Let it all just be there. In this space of non-judgment, non-comparison. In a space of self-love and self-compassion. Letting yourself open. Feel what you feel. Acknowledge it and the location. Inhaling, open the heart. Exhale, relax it. Inhaling. Exhaling. Slowly start to bring the hands underneath. Bending the knees to slowly roll up the spine. till you come to a seat. Take a couple seconds to just feel what you feel. Inhale, round the shoulders forward, bring the chin in. Exhale, lean it back, look up. Exhale, round forward, look down. Inhale, open the chest, look up. Keep moving like this, exhaling the chin down. Feel what you feel. Inhale, open, chest up, head up. Feel what you feel. Come back to center. Now, how does this feel? Now lay onto the back, have a block by your hips, bending the knees. Inhale the hips up to slide that block under the hips. Rest it down. Knees can stay bent or go straight. Arms can stay out by the side or go up overhead. Arms above the head is, like I said, a power pose. Sends signals to your body and to your brain that you're in a position of authority, ownership. The opening of the hips, sending that sacral chakra up, opening up that creative center. Breathing into the belly. Notice how your belly feels with each breath. Feeling of the internal organs releasing as you expand and release the belly. And checking in again with any self-talk, any thoughts. What is the tone of voice? What little shifts can you make to bring more self-love and self-compassion to your thoughts and into the body? There's no good. There's no bad. There just is what is. Everything that exists for a reason. We're just working to create that distance, that space in between the thought and the awareness of the thought. So we can stop identifying with the thoughts, with the emotions. Those are temporary states. We are beyond that. And we have the power to change that. Start to bend the knees. Bring the hands back down by the sides. And maybe lift the knees up and bring them into the chest a bit. And then lifting up the legs, relax them. Show yourself some compassion and love in the way that you breathe, in the way that you think, and in the way that you hold this pose. And listen to any messages your body sent you about how that made you feel as you start to lower the legs down, lift the hips to remove that block, and extend the legs out or bend them however you'd like for our final Shavasana pose. Let the palms come face up and the legs, the feet totally relax. The eyes are closed, feeling the muscles sink down into the earth, maintaining stillness. Starting to come back to the physical body. Breathing in the nose and out the nose. Remembering all the hard work you've done mentally and physically. As you feel the physical body, feeling the arms and legs. And start to wiggle the toes and the fingers. Give yourself as much time as you need as you start bending the arms and the legs. Maybe bring both knees in or rock side to side. And we'll slowly start to roll onto one side. Curling into a fetal position. And then feel where your body is touching the ground. Feel that support of the earth underneath you. As you start to push your hands into it. And slowly rise up the torso. Let the eyes stay closed. We'll come back to a seat. As we let the spine lengthen. The shoulders relax down. All the face muscles relax. And really feeling grateful for this chance to cultivate awareness of your body and how shame manifests itself in your body. Feeling grateful for a chance to explore shame in the body. And giving yourself some credit for having the courage and pushing through any discomfort to do this exploration, this inner exploration. You can place one hand on the belly and one over the heart, or you can bring them both to prayer over the heart center. Just connecting with yourself, your inner being, and listening to how you feel now. And knowing that self-care is not selfish. It's actually one of the best things we can do for other people. In the moment, it might seem selfish, but do not let yourself feel bad for taking time to nourish yourself. Because what you're doing is you're filling up your cup so that you can share that cup with others. And instead of offering an empty cup, you offer a beautifully full cup. You can feed yourself too. And feel that gratitude in your body. Bring the intention back into your mind and into the body. And start to rub the hands together to create some friction, some heat. Once they feel warm, place them over the eyes. I'm going to do it one more time. Rub the hands together. Create the warmth, then cover the eyes. This time, start to slowly open the eyes behind the hands. And as slowly as you like, you can start to remove the hands down. Coming back into your environment. And hopefully bringing this sense of quiet, deep awareness and gratitude into the rest of your day. Thank you, Nancy. Namaste.